And welcome to Boost Boerne Business here on Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. My name is Wiley, and on this program we like to showcase the great things about Boerne, shine a spotlight on great businesses, but sometimes, or actually more regularly now, we're going to intentionally do that with nonprofits. And I'd like to right now introduce my wife, Shan Wiley. How are you, babe? Can I call you babe on the radio?
I guess you can. You did.
I just did. And so I would like to pass the torch on to you as far as being the face of our nonprofits. You've got such great experience in nonprofits and radio and having fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm really looking forward to meeting all those executive directors and featuring those nonprofits, maybe some that people out there have never even heard of.
Well, we invite you. If you're a nonprofit and would like to be showcased, you can feel free to call us. I'll give out the phone number right now. It's 210-842-5840. And we'll get you in contact here with Shan, and we'll start mapping out 2022, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun. Well, when we first moved to Boerne, one of the first people we met was Staci Almager with Hill Country Family Services leading the way. And so I say welcome to Boost Boerne Business, Staci.
Thank you. It is so much fun to hang out with you guys because you just ooze fun. And every time I spend time with you, I just want to come back.
Well, it takes one to know one, Staci, because we did our Boost Boerne Business event here last month. And we asked you to speak, and you brought it. You've got game, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun to have game.
You as the CEO of Hill Country Family Services, can you share a little bit of the message that you gave to us at our last Boost Boerne business event?
Yes, never ignore nonprofits. Because if you're in business and you ignore nonprofits, you are ignoring the opportunity to grow your business. Because as we've talked about so many times, nonprofits are in business for a reason, which is to accomplish something that's enormous in the community. And most people think about the negative sides of, food insecurity or homelessness or other things. But many, many nonprofits are actually in business to really boost up, no pun intended, the community in such a way that helps the community thrive. And so when you work in partnership with nonprofits, you gain customers. Because the person, for whatever reason, needed to go to a nonprofit for any reason whatsoever is going to be much better as a result of their engagement with a nonprofit. And so terefore that builds a better community. It builds a better opportunity for us to all cohesively work together as a community to just be our very best.
If I can honor you for just another second, too, at that same event, nonprofits are all kind of competing for the same money from the same people all the time, but you did something that I thought was very, very special. You stood up and you said, how many other nonprofits are in the room? And you invited them to come up with you.
So I totally disagree, and I totally cut you off because I want to make sure this is a crystal clear point. Nonprofits do not compete for money.
Good.
I don't think nonprofits compete at all because if you are representing the work that you do, you're going to attract the people who want to support the mission of your organization. And so if I am in business as a nonprofit to do something specific, that means I'm not duplicating what somebody else is doing. Nonprofits are different than for-profit business. You can have a smoothie shop on Main Street and a smoothie shop on Kronkowski Street, and they're selling the same product. But if I'm a nonprofit on AdVote, which I am, I shouldn't be doing the same thing as a nonprofit on another street. So we're attacking different issues in the community. I'm not the same as our friends at the Cibolo Nature Center. We do drastically different things. And so you don't have to choose to support a nonprofit over another nonprofit because both of them might speak to your heart and you don't have to choose. So I say that respectfully. I think that nonprofits compete with themselves for money because you have to be able to measure what you do. Right. You have to meticulously make sure that your outcomes are speaking to the community in a way that's very powerful. And if you can do that, there's no competition.
So if I'm out there listening and I want to know about other nonprofits besides, well, I might hear them on the radio now, how can I find out what all the nonprofits that are out there in Boerne?
So funny that you say so, because you need to meet my new friend, Jeff Schwartz. He's a resident of Cordillera Ranch. He worked in oil and gas forever and then moved back to the Boerne area, living in that neighborhood. And he wanted to volunteer and get involved in nonprofits. And when he tried to find a cohesive place to find that information, it didn't exist. It was a gap in the community. So he and his friends in Cordillera decided that they were going to create a website and pour all of that information into it. Every faith-based organization, every nonprofit organization, every civic organization. And now it went live and it's a website.
Excellent.
And you can go to it. So I encourage you to talk to him, because before that it was completely word of mouth. We don't have a lot of budget for marketing and advertising like a business would. The whole thing is treated very differently. So it's a lot of word of mouth, but you really want to make sure that that you talk to him, because now there's a great spot to find all of the information. Not only as a potential donor, we have so many people moving into our community. They want to get involved. They want to know, how can my kids volunteer? So we check the box on service opportunities, and how do we become involved philanthropically, or maybe we want to donate some stuff to a nonprofit. And so that's a good resource.
Very awesome. All right, let's talk back to where you are.
Yes.
And that would be the Hill Country Family Services. And congratulations, you just had a very successful golf tournament. We were so proud to partner with you. So thank you for letting us be a part of that.
You are welcome. I want everybody to be part of that, because it's just joy.
Yeah.
Don't we after COVID, don't we deserve a little bit of joy? I've said that on so many different occasions. But we had our 6th annual Outdrive Hunter Golf Tournament at Courtier Ranch, and we had some phenomenal sponsors. The sponsorship gets you an absolutely glorious day out on the golf course, a golf course that many of us don't have access to, with all due respect. It is a private golf course. It's one that the membership is driving the ability to get on the course, and so it's a very exclusive
You had people
opportunity.
travel from Dallas and Houston or whatever to come play this course, right?
I had a gal who is a member of the House of Representatives in Minnesota come to play the course.
I met her.
Isn't she fabulous?
Yeah, she was wonderful.
So yes, we have people come from all over the state, and so many of our sponsors use it as a thank you to their client, like a client appreciation. We have so many sponsors who want to share the message of who they are and what they do in the community. So from an advertising perspective, it is an absolutely brilliant way to connect with individuals, because when you're out there playing golf, I say as a lifelong golfer, you're having a lot of fun. I don't even care if it's the crummiest course on earth. You're having fun. But out at Cordillera, it has hole 16, the most beautiful. What did you think about
Texas,
it?
yeah,
Isn't
it was
gorgeous?
a moment, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to hit a golf ball at a waterfall?
Yeah.
Right. That's good
Glorious.
stuff. Yeah.
And snake free too, as in my experience there.
Snake free?
Yeah, I only saw one snake at that on the course, but it was wonderful. You're out there. You're out there.
I didn't need to know that information.
Also out there in Cordillera, I found the George Homestead, which is this house that was there in 1872 that you would not see if you weren't on the golf course.
Yeah.
It's a little piece of Bernie history that's out there.
So pick up a golf club and you'll become a historian?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right,
You
okay,
could-
right.
Anything can happen out there.
Snakes and history. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Now we'll have a whole new crew next year.
So you've got a PGA background,
Yeah.
and now you're running a nonprofit in Boerne, Texas.
Yeah, what's that all about?
What is that about?
It was about the fact that my husband and I decided to retire, and that didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Because I went to Hill Country Family Services to volunteer by invitation of the board chair, and we all know what happens after that. Then you get sucked into doing something that because there's a need, and because there's a passion, and I love to serve, and it made sense. And it's been 3 years. I have been in this role for 3 years, and these have been 3 of the most joyful years of my life. I do not have a social services background. I have a business background. We talk about boost Boerne business. I'm a business person. It has to make business sense. So the organization itself makes business sense, because the more people in the community that can thrive in the community, we're going to have a much stronger environment for our kids to live. We always want to be the unicorn. We want to be the one that Oprah mentions in her favorite things. Boerne is a very special place, and it's really because of the people. It's the most benevolent place I have ever been in my life.
Excellent.
How many people do you think you've served in the last 3 years?
In the last 3 years, about 7,000.
Wow.
We are decreasing the number of people that we serve. I want it to be 0. The mission of our organization is to serve families in crisis. I don't want anyone to ever have to be in a situation to have the raw emotion of recognizing that they have to reach out for help. It's very frightening. My family's been through that. Our daughter passed away a few years ago, and I share that because, sometimes you look at people and you think, you can't imagine what I'm going through at this moment. And I can look right back and say, yes, I can. And I know how that felt. And I vividly remember how that felt. And I want to help because I want you to walk past this situation that is not forever. Crisis does not last forever. Let's get you back where you need to be so you can send your kids back to school and you can walk into your house with confidence that you're going to be able to afford it the next month. No matter what the crisis, everything can get better. As I tell my kids all the time, everything's fixable. Let us help you fix what's going on right now with every resource in this community. And, that's why other nonprofits are so important to me, because I hate providing diapers to families with small children because that's not what we do. I want Donna over at Hill Country Pregnancy Care Center to be able to do that, because in addition to that, she provides parenting classes. I don't do that. So, if someone is in need of something I don't do, I'm not going to make up a program just to do it all, because I can't. I cannot do it all. Right. I need everybody working together. Doing what we do. And that's why, as we started at the beginning, that's why we don't compete, is because we refer to each other. I have my peer leaders within the nonprofit community on speed dial. We're talking to each other multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times a day.
Wow. All right. So I know someone is listening right now and they go, okay, I'm on board. I want to help you today. How can they help you today?
Get involved, volunteer. We have over 1,000 volunteers who engage with us on an annual basis. During COVID, for example, we fed over 500 families when the big trucks from the San Antonio Food Bank rolled into town. I needed dozens of volunteers to be able to sort and provide the food. That's an example of how you can volunteer, is to get involved with us in that capacity. We have financial literacy classes that we provide a lot of our young families that everything was fine until you lost your job, and then you can't figure out how to manage the small amount that you do have. And so if people want to work on a one-on-one basis, we've got opportunities. We've got a resale shop called Random Hangers, and we are really honored to have such a gem here in the community, since we have such a insurgence of people who have moved here from all over the country. They can't believe they can walk in and get an Armani jacket for $30. It's just amazing. People can actually go and sort and hang and get all of that out on the floor into just this gorgeous little shop. What fun ways to volunteer. We have volunteers that deliver boxes to some of our seniors who need emergency food in times of natural disasters. So there's just a lid for every pot. And if you have like a marketing expertise, I could really use a personal assistant.
Hey, did you hear that?
If anybody really wants to help out, I am in desperate need.
So how do they contact you then, Staci?
You can contact us any time at 830-249-8643, which is, because of COVID, we've been very careful not to reopen our doors, because we got really good at phone calls, Zoom calls, contacting people, keeping people safe from the virus. We'll probably reopen at the beginning of the year, but until then, just leave us a message. We call back within 15 minutes and get you all set up.
Very good. And of course, you can find that number on your website, and that is hcfstx.org. And of course, that stands for Hill Country Family Services. And we say thank you, Staci Almager.
You are welcome. Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you for all you're doing in our community. Everyone I talk to says, thank goodness for Boerne Radio. It brings an element of success to our community, because you speak for us and with us, and we're honored to be your friends.
We're just using these speakers to shout the good news of what Boerne is. That's all we're doing.
Fabulous.
So it's easy to do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stace.